All right, ladies and gentlemen, so cool to be able to go live with you guys and talk boxing one more time. Finally, what you need is allowed to go live again. So, this is going to be great because I'm going to have the opportunity to do a couple things with you guys. So, we're going to try and do it uh, right now. All right, now, as you can see from the title, I was in the hangout, Tommy Tempa's hangout. Shout out to you, Tommy Tempa. And in that hangout was a guy that posted up his thoughts on Sugar Ray Leonard. Jackson the Hopeful, man. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's good to see you, man. He posted up this video talking about Sugar Ray versus Floyd Mayweather. I forgot what the name of the channel was. And his thing was, uh, it was a a podcast that was done by I think Boxing Librarian and those guys, kind of guys, right? But anyway, um, he was saying how, and depending on what era you're talking about, if it's Sugar Ray Leonard's era, Sugar Ray Leonard would have destroyed Floyd Mayweather. If it was Floyd Mayweather's era, he would have gotten the decision because the judges are corrupt and stuff. And I was like, whoa, stop right there, okay? And what we gonna do? Because seeing is believing. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna keep on doing this hangout, but then I'm gonna stop the hangout for a minute so that you guys can see what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some stuff. All right, that's what I got to do. I got to show you guys stuff. So first of all, what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to put this stuff on mute here. Is it on mute? It's on mute. Okay, on mute. Should have really allowed it to run in the background, but it's all right. Let's go. I want to show you Sugar Ray Leonard fighting somebody. I want to show you Sugar Ray Robinson fighting somebody. Yeah, Johnny Boy Boxing. That's it. That's the guy. Uh, um, Sugar Ray Robinson fighting somebody. All right. I'm going to show you Floyd Mayweather fighting somebody. And the reason I'm going to show you this, of course, styles make fights and all that. I want to show you a simple thing called a jab. I'm going to show you all three of these guys throwing the jab. That's all I'm going to show you. Okay? Because it's one thing to talk about this shit. It's another thing to show you. And I can even demonstrate it, right? If I have to. But I want to show you. So I'm gonna actually show you this stuff. Because see, seeing is believing. And a lot of these guys, they never could refute me because I show people shit in boxing. And they want to call me Eddie Futch and all kinds of bullshit. I'm not Eddie Futch. I'm just a guy who sees what a boxer's doing in the boxing. It's like if you were playing tennis, right? And you see what the tennis player is doing in the game of tennis, game by game, match by match, then you know their strategy. So no, nobody can bullshit you. It doesn't matter what the commentator says or what. And as an educated boxing fan, what people back in the day used to be, before the fucking pay-per-view came up, and fucking HBO, and Larry Merchant, and fucking ass Jim Lampley, okay? Before those two assholes came on the scene, and I call them assholes. I don't have no respect for them. And fucked up boxing. There was actually decent commentary by commentators, and people actually knew boxing. People actually did boxing. So let's get to it. Let me get to it so I can show you guys what's up. Been doing okay with my training. Been doing good health-wise. I'm improving every single day. I'm going to show you guys my physique come sometime next week. I see a lot of significant improvements in my physique as well as significant improvements in my health. You know, my health went back and took a back step a couple of days ago. I'm going to have to drink some water in a minute. Alright, so let's do this. Hold on a second. I'm rotating the device for a minute. I rotated the device and nothing happened. Okay. So I'm going to have to put this device on pause somehow, some way. I'm looking to see how I can do that. Oh, it's just... What's up, Jackson the Hopeful? Alright. Hold on a sec. Somehow, some way. Hold on a second. I'm gonna get it. So when I'm going live, I can't get access to nothing else on YouTube. That's some bullshit. Hold on a second, folks. Cause I really want to show you this shit, but I just don't know how to do it. I don't know how to show you this shit. See, if I show you the screen right now, hold on. If I do like this. If I do like this, that's the television screen right there. And if it focuses in, as it does there, you see Mayweather versus Marcus Maidana 2. So what's happening is, I want to control the television while I'm running this shit. But this motherfucking app don't seem to want to do that. What the fuck is this? Got some effects. That's the bullshit with life, man. There's always something to fuck up the program. Sorry about all the F-bombs. This is some fucking bullshit. I need to get. See, if I do this, I end the live chat. It seems as though I have to have this fucking shit streaming while this stuff is going on. So share microphone. Man. Oh, come on. Really? Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to end the fucking live feed. I thought I could manipulate this shit while motherfucking playlist is being played. And they're not allowing me to do that. So, hold on a second. I'm going to talk about it. That's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit. I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to demonstrate for you guys. So, let me demonstrate what the fuck this jab thing is about. Now, there are many kinds of jabs out here in this world. Like plenty jabs. Like, there are many types. They're broken up into certain categories, but there's many different kinds of jab. Okay. Anywho. See if I can demonstrate here. Let me see what's up. Okay, you can see me all the way back here. I look overweight, but I'm not. What I'm gonna have to do, it's kind of bullshit because I have to go portrait or something. You guys are not gonna be able to see portrait, but let's see. I'm gonna move all the way back here. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Can you guys see me? No? Okay, it's on a slant. You guys can see me, but you still can't see my feet. So fucked up. Wait, if I could get this motherfucker to run, I don't know how to do that. So pause. That's some fucked up shit. Alright, so I'm going to demonstrate. The only way to do this is to demonstrate. And the only way to demonstrate this motherfucking shit is to actually, sorry about the motherfucking, I'm using a lot of motherfucking. But, is to actually show you this stuff. So I'm going to put this down here. I need you to see my feet somehow, some way. Okay. I don't know if you can see me here. Can you see me? You can see me? Good. This is called remote footwork. So, my body's in this plane, but I can snap it back this way. Okay? Alright. Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson would throw the jab like this. Sugar Ray Robinson would be here. Okay? He'd be here. And then he'd reach in and he'd overextend himself sometimes and throw the jab. Alright? He'd throw the jab to the body, jab down to the body. Okay? Jab down to the body. And then he'd back off. Alright? Throw the jab to the body and step back. Okay? Like that. Alright? That's Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Leonard. Now I'm in the southpaw stance, okay? Sugar Ray Leonard was a guy. He'd go in and out. Then he double pump the jab sometimes and he'd throw the jab to the body. Alright? He double pump the jab, throw the jab to the body. All right? That was mainly what they did. Sugar Ray Robinson sometimes would throw the jab to the body, and then he'd come back, but on a pivot slightly. So he pivot off at an angle. He would throw the jab to the body off the front foot and slightly pivot so that he would come off the jab like this. He'd be slightly off an angle to you because he's circling. All right? He didn't do as much work as Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard, he might do this side shit, like Muhammad Ali. Then he would double pump the jab and come in on the jab on him. All right, that's the jab to the body. Floyd Mayweather Jr., on the other hand, his jab to the body was done in a very precise, very athletic way. All right, very precise. He used remote footwork first of all. You watch Errol Spence Jr. Another guy, Buddy McGirt, did some of that stuff. Okay? But Errol Spence Jr., Keith Thurman, Floyd Mayweather Jr., all use remote footwork. So Floyd may feint high, and then he may jab to the body, but it's called a step jab because he's not moving his back leg. He might slide in, jab to the body, out. But on the out, he may pivot off to the side. This is the whole thing. Okay? And sometimes Floyd would throw the jab to the body. All right? He throw a jab to the body, spear jab, any kind of jab. Right? But after he throw the jab, he would pivot off. Right? I'm a southpaw, so he'd pivot off this way. Okay? Or he'd pivot off this way. So he'd throw the jab and swivel under to the side. Manny Pacquiao do that. Now, why I'm telling you this is because pivot work is key to defense. If I throw a jab and I change the angle, my opponent can't come down the same line and land something on me. Sugar Ray Leonard used to step back after he throw the jab, or he'd come in, commit to the jab, and stay on the inside. Okay? He was straight line jabbing, which is what most people do. It leads to exciting fights, but your defense will be open. Now, if you guys know anything about Roger Mayweather say Floyd Mayweather had a better defense than Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, you guys are beginning to respect defense. Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs, Canelo showed the superior defense. That's important because if I can score on you, but you can't score on me like I'm scoring on you, I'm going to win the fight. Now, on top of that, if I can probably knock your ass out before you would ever knock my ass out because I can hit you, but you can't hit me. Boxing is the game of hit and not get hit. Now, people said Floyd was a coward because he was doing it so perfectly, so precisely, so accurate. Perfect placement of punches. Therefore, leading to economical punches because he didn't throw as many punches. And with bad hands, you can't be throwing a whole set of punches. Paulie Malignaggi, great jabber. But had to throw more volume. And because he threw more volume, because he was a much more limited fighter than Floyd Mayweather Jr., he couldn't just leverage every single punch and make a guy respect his punches. Floyd was very economical with his punches. Now, people say, I have a whole bunch of things to say, but I'm going to say this. Notice what I'm saying. I'm demonstrating shit. Other guys, they don't demonstrate shit. Those guys don't ever talk boxing to you. They tell you their opinion, and they have no facts to back it up. They have nothing to say. They have no reasoning, no arguments behind it. They say Sugar Ray Leonard would kill him in the 70s because those guys were so great in the 70s. But they never really understood why. They can't explain to you why. I'm telling you why Floyd would beat these guys. One, he had a superior defense to them. Now, they try to compare Wilfredo Benitez to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Wilfredo Benitez don't know how to punch. He don't know how to box off the pivot. Box off the pivot. Pivot work. Wilfredo Benitez didn't do that. He did some pivot work, but not on a regular basis. And ask Floyd this. You heard Floyd say the same thing. I'm not trying to quote Floyd. I'm going to quote somebody older than Floyd. I'm going to quote a guy who really knows his shit. I'm going to talk about Mike McCallum, Mike McCallum always said, defense is what make you win fights. Mike McCallum always said, you got to have good footwork. You know what I said that? Ain't a younger guy than Floyd Mayweather. A guy called Andre Ward. A boxing fight is won in the ring by your footwork, your placement of your feet. Here Mikey Garcia saying the same thing when he was dealing with Errol Spence, but Errol Spence showed more than Mikey Garcia did. People didn't understand what was going on in that ring, but I did. All right? And the footwork of Errol Spence is what I told you, his pivot work is crazy. Terrence Crawford don't got that pivot work. All right? Terrence Crawford's an in and out fighter. He like to do this. He like to bounce up and down. Errol Spence don't bounce up and down. Floyd Mayweather don't bounce up and down. They don't do bouncing. They work with their feet in precise pivot work. All right. I'm going to tell y'all guys a channel to go and check out, because y'all need to know boxing. And this channel talks boxing. Coach Eric Bradley, the real fight doctor. Go check him out. The channel's called Master Boxing. I promote that channel because that channel is unbiased in its opinion about how fights go down. It breaks the fight world down round by round. It gives you the truth. The dude is hardly ever wrong. And on top of that, the man teaches boxing. No bullshit. No opinions. He teaches boxing. Go check out Master Boxing. That's the channel to check out, because that's where I get my information from. It used to be Million Styles Boxing with Barry. All right? He's a damn good coach, too. And he would break down Floyd and all these other old greats and all the past greats and all the present greats and all the guys who were doing exceptionally well. He would say what they did and why they were successful at what they did, because he incorporates those things into his boxing. Some people like to call me Eddie Futch. Fuck Eddie Futch. I'm not Eddie Futch. I'm just a boxer. But as I deal more in the sport of boxing, I get more respect for that sport. All right. So, I showed you defense mixed with offense. All right? I only did a jab to the body. A simple thing called a jab to the body. A jab to the pit. All right? Now, the other two guys did not change levels. Why changing levels is important in boxing? Why getting small is important in boxing is because you make yourself a more difficult target. Not to mention, you have to come off center line to throw your jab, to throw your punch. Now, these guys, they always say get low in boxing. Get low in boxing. The lower you get, the more you can bend your knees, all right? The more athletic you are, the better your chances of hitting and not getting hit. Now, here's the thing about it. What Floyd did compared to those guys. And he's much more athletic than those guys to start with. And he's always in balance. Whereas Ray Robinson would overreach with his jab. He overreached. He jabbing down to the body, leaving them open to get countered up top, which he usually did. That's why these guys didn't have that great defense that you're looking for. They had good defense. That's why they ended up in 5 fights that they didn't need to be in. Ray Leonard get dropped a number of times. Sugar Ray Robinson get knocked out the ring a couple of times. The reason being because all of these guys didn't have that defense. They weren't ever defensively correct all the time. Now, some people say, well, Floyd Mayweather Sr., he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, get beat, so Floyd Mayweather Jr., hold your roll. First of all, when Mayweather Sr. fought Sugar Ray Leonard, he won boxing on the pivot. Go watch the fight. He didn't use the Philly shell defense, but he stood right in front of Ray Leonard. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is, he ain't got the skills to change levels. He didn't have the skills in that fight to do a whole set of things. He had great hand speed, but he was standing up and Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was beating him on the head, beating him on the gloves. That ain't gonna happen with Floyd, first of all. But I digress. We are talking about a simple thing called a jab to the pit. That's all we're gonna talk about. There's a whole host of jabs Floyd throws. All right? We got the shotgun jab. We got the spear jab. We got the up jab. We got the power jab. We got the step jab, right? We got the touch jab. Y'all know what I'm talking about? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, just go check it out, okay? All right, what do you call it? You got the well, anyway, there are a bunch of jabs out there, okay? There's all kinds of jabs. But more importantly, when you jab, people always say step in when you jab. First of all, if you're within range, it's stupid to step in when you jab. a flaw that Sugar Ray Leonard did quite obviously and got into firefights he shouldn't have gotten in. The Roberto Duran fight, he stepped in when he should have just jabbed on the spot. You feint as if you're going to step in. Huh, that's all he needed to do. Because Roberto Duran had to come to him. All right? That was the first thing. All right? And if you want to throw a pivot in there, huh. See, I just pivoted off to the side, right? That's all I did. I pivoted. All right? I was here, and now I'm here. See? That's all. Or I'm here, and now I'm here. Okay? That's all. Throw a pivot in. Okay? Now, Sugar Ray Robinson, he would jab first, which leaves him to get countered, then pivot. And it was a kind of lazy counter. Now, he had a reach advantage, so that's one of the things. You overextend, right? Overreach here, right? This is to the body, of course. And then he pivot back. A slight pivot. But mostly he moved back. There are all kinds of, there's the up jab, there's the down jab. Now, you'll see Lomachenko do this. So Lomachenko, he would pivot off to the side. So a pivot off here, and then ha, as he's pivoting off. To the side, ha. Okay? That's a down jab. Let me show you. Ha. Okay? It's a powerful jab, and it comes side on like this. Okay, the biomechanics of it. It's called a down jab. There are different kinds of jabs. Lots of jabs. Alright? When we talk about the jab, there's a lot of different kinds of jab. I just told you about the down jab now. There's many. I just can't remember all of them right now. There's a lot of them. Alright? And there's a lot of variations to them as well. That's why I said Deontay Wilder, he got a variation to a power jab. He throw a power jab, kind of like a down jab. So his power jab looks something like this. He have different kinds of them. But he'd throw his power jab like that. But a power jab really is thrown here, straight, and turned. I don't know if you can see me. That's a power jab, right? But you step in with a power jab. So it's ha, ha. That's a power jab. Of course, you don't keep your hand out. You get back for defense, right? Okay? Now, Deontay Wilder, he had a variation to that. He do something like this. Ha! So it comes here. Ha! Okay? Now, I got so much to say. Let me tell you one thing. If the Floyd Mayweather of today was to go back in time and face Sugar Ray Leonard back then, he'd beat Sugar Ray Leonard's ass. But the reason is because he got mentored and trained by Sugar Ray Leonard. He watched Sugar Ray Leonard. He had the benefit of seeing all these fighters. All these great fighters, not only Sugar Ray Leonard, but all the great fighters after, Roy Jones Jr., blah, 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 a whole host of them. He had the opportunity not only that, to talk and converse with these people, to get advice from these people. Deontay Wilder, go check this video on YouTube, gets advice from Lennox Lewis on how to throw the jab. And Lennox Lewis tells him, you don't have to keep your hand all the way back here and throw the jab. All the way back here and throw the jab. No, you can keep it out here. So it's a shorter distance to throw the jab. That's a martial arts move, by the way, that I learned in Shidro. Your hands out here. Now, it looks like your defense is open, but not really. Your hand's in front, so it kind of blocks and obscures your opponent from seeing the thing, and you just have a shorter jab right there. So you can get to hit the guy much quicker. And against Lennox Lewis, with the fundamentals, off the pivot. So, boom, and pivot. Real quick. See, I pivot off the foot. Watch my back foot. Perfect balance. I'm not going to try and throw and extend all the way to the front, overreach. I'm going to get countered. All right? And Leonard, these guys, because they didn't stretch down here, right, they couldn't do a step jab, or they couldn't do a jab off the pivot on the same spot, or if they come in to jab at 1-2, they're not in perfect poise to escape at an angle. Because they're reaching. They overextend themselves. That's why they ended up in these firefights. Some of them get dropped, whatever. So I'm telling you this because a lot of people just don't understand the fucking sport of boxing. Now, I'm asking you guys to go watch those fights. Sugar Ray Leonard versus, who that guy? Sugar Ray Leonard versus Wilfredo Benitez. Go watch the fights and see what I'm talking about. Sugar Ray Leonard and Benitez, they fight down a straight line. They don't pivot off of their jabs. Right? He'll come with a jab and then bam, a 1-2, and they're ready to fight on the inside. It's really silly to watch because he's coming straight down the middle all the time. Except when you check hook in on the guys catch you up to the ropes and you start to pivot off, those long pivots and that shit. All right, Sugar Ray Robinson, same thing. Now every now and then he pivot off the jab, but it's a lazy pivot. He jab over reach and then pivot off. In which case he get countered because you open for that. And because they didn't use a lot of remote footwork, and even though they might roll a shot, it's not like the go-to. They get countered. They may catch the shots on the inside here, shots to the body, but Sugar Ray Robinson loves to throw his body shots. So he catch, boom, 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 holds to the body shot. Boom, 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 boom. That's Sugar Ray Robinson, right? He loop it too, because he got long arms. Right? It's cool, but you're open. And you ain't gonna hit a guy that's being pivoting on you and circling you and turning you and turning you and turning you all the time. That's why Charlie Burley, he wasn't somebody that Ray Robinson, they always say a bad side matchup. Because Charlie Burley always throwing that jab, all kind of way. Oh, probably the jab, putting it out there. Then you circle, and he more dance around too. You circle like this, pivot. Now he didn't necessarily pivot off the jab, but he moved around and pivot like this. See? And he touch it with the jab. And he swivel. Okay? So Burley had a little different style to Floyd and Mike McCallum and these guys, right? Mike McCallum. I love to see Mike McCallum face Sugar Ray Leonard. Mike McCallum did things with his shoulder and his body and with the high guard. He didn't look always the prettiest in the world. He got his man. Body snatching, worked that body. Anyway, my point anyway is Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather Jr., even Burley in his time, and guys like Mike McCallum, these guys brought a much more elaborate game than Sugar Ray Leonard and even Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson is very highly celebrated, was the greatest guy of his day, no doubt about it, hands down. Sugar Ray Leonard, same thing. But boxing sport has evolved. Ray Leonard learned from Sugar Ray Robinson. He's better than Sugar Ray Robinson. Floyd learned from Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr., and James Toney. Fucking James Toney versus Sugar Ray Leonard at middleweight. I got James Toney all day, motherfucker. All day, James Toney. Roy Jones Jr. versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Speed versus speed. I don't know. I think Roy might not try Sugar Ray Leonard. Might. I mean, he had his problems with his defense. You can see it, but he was a distance guy. Leonard could get on the inside. He could stop his ass. Okay. So I give Leonard. He might get Roy because Roy had deficiencies in his game. But you got all around game. Mike McCallum, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather Jr. You got all around game. I don't have Sugar Ray Leonard beating you because I know you're gonna hit him. I don't know if he's gonna hit you. You know what I'm saying? And they would say, well, you got killer instinct and stuff. Nah, that's not enough. You watch the Elite Killers today. You got a lot of guys with killer instinct. Sean Porter versus Sugar Ray Leonard. I got Sean Porter. Roberto Duran showed us that. And Porter's a guy, he is relentless. He closed the distance rather quickly, and then he makes it ugly. So Ray Leonard versus Sean Porter, I got Sean Porter all day. Ray Leonard versus Danny Garcia would be a fun fight to watch. A tricky fight to watch because Ray Leonard was good on the inside, flashy. Danny's dangerous on the inside, And when I seen what Leonard had problems with Duran, I wondered how he gonna handle Danny Garcia. And he did handle Hagler, so and Hagler was a much more skilled fighter in terms of switch hitting and all that shit. So you never know. Danny might have been outboxed by Ray Leonard. But my point being, Sugar Ray Leonard was great for his time. You guys gotta be able to respect the eras the guys did and lay the foundation. Without Sugar Ray Leonard, without Sugar Ray Robinson, we wouldn't have a Floyd Mayweather. But don't disrespect Floyd Mayweather by saying he would get beat, destroyed by Sugar Ray Leonard. That's stupid. That's so stupid. You're talking about the greatest elite fighter of his day getting beat, who's never been beaten, by an elite fighter of an era before, who been beater, one, two, who defensively is not as sound as the guy of the other era. You can't do that. It's boxing. Defense is everything in boxing, first of all. That's what the sport's about. It's about not getting hit and hitting the other guy. You got a guy that's defensively superior to anything that come before him. They call him the greatest defensive fighter of all time. That's what they call Floyd for now, right? That's what they gave him. ESPN, right? You got the greatest defensive fighter of all time. And yet, at the same time, Sugar Leonard's gonna hit him? How the fuck he's gonna do it? Nobody's done it. How the fuck he gonna do it? And he is vulnerable to get hit. It don't make no fucking sense. Every time I think about, oh, Floyd picked his fights and he picked and chose. Fuck you. He picked the best. And guys who I argue would beat Sugar Ray Leonard. I think Manny Pacquiao might beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Because Sugar Ray Leonard, again, came down the fucking center. That's Pacquiao's game. That's his game. And you know Pacquiao gonna land on Sugar Ray Leonard. I know Sugar Ray Leonard could take a punch. He was great. But who the fuck? People talk about, oh, Floyd going 32 rounds. I heard another guy say some really stupid things. He want to praise up a past fighter so much. He said, oh, this guy would go 37 rounds with Floyd. I think the guy was one of the colored fighters. First of all, if Floyd was fighting a colored fighter back in the day, none of the white media and white people would be covering that shit. That's the first thing. It was for some colored type. That's the first point. The second point is the crowd being against Floyd. The fighter that you're talking about, I'm trying to remember his name. They call him the greatest unknown heavyweight of all time. I forgot what his name is. First of all, that dude was a trash talker too. See, if you study your history, you would know that motherfucker used to talk real smack. Because black fighters, that's what they did. They talk smack like shit. They talk to each other in the ring. Smack talk, right? This is something that came about history, right? He used to fucking smack talk too, and he was looked at as a bad guy and a villain. So the fact that you don't even know that shit is funny. They might have been throwing stuff at him and at Floyd. You never know. But at the end of the day, I forgot what his name is. It'll come to me. But at the end of the day, that dude, who come from Barbados, by the way, was a big, strong Bajan dude. That dude versus Floyd is such an insult to boxing. Because boxing has evolved so much since then. And even if Floyd went back in the time, with the knowledge he had now, that dude was not beating him. I'll tell you why. Do you guys know what a flat-footed fighter is? Y'all call Danny Garcia a flat-footed fighter, which is funny. Y'all call Marcus Maidana a flat-footed fighter. Y'all even call Canelo, to some degree, a flat-footed fighter. There's a difference between explosive and having busy footwork. So a guy, he might inch up on you, but he's a flat-footed fighter. He inching up on you, and then he explodes. Right? And there's another guy who he keep on having his footwork, and he's really nimble on his feet. You can see how nimble his feet are and how quick his feet are. All right? There's a difference. Now, the dude you guys are talking about, especially at heavyweight, was a flat fucking foot fighter. Like Roberto Duran is a flat-footed fighter. Even at lightweight, he was a flat-footed fighter. He seemed very agile and stuff, but he was flat-footed. All right? People will debate that with me. That's okay. It's debatable. He was flat-footed. Now, the reason why I say this is because, as explosive as a fighter may be, if his footwork ain't on point, which I'm pretty sure Floyd had superior footwork to all them guys. I don't care how quick their feet were. He had superior footwork because of the angles in which he would cut. Listen to me carefully. It's angles in boxing. Boxing's about placement, fucking angles, which would involve placement, and timing. You got timing. It's not speed, it's timing. All right? Power don't mean shit if you can't place it. Placement beats power any day. Timing beats speed any day. If I put a perfect punch in a place which will hurt you, I'm going to drop your ass. Versus another guy who don't got the timing to start with, and he got the power, but he placing the punch where I will block it. What the fuck? It don't mean shit. You got all the power in the world. If I'm blocking a shot or you hitting ear, it don't make a difference. You're just wasting energy. So these are things in boxing I've been saying over and over again. And this is something I learned from boxing. It's not like this is my knowledge. So you guys get carried away on the fight Sugar Ray Leonard's been in and it's hard and all this. torn out war and battle to the death and life and death battles he's had with different people. But y'all don't understand why Floyd didn't have those things. Why Pernell Whitaker never had those things. You get what I'm saying? Mike McCallum had one or two of those things. But for the most part, with James Toney, he wasn't like that. But what I mean is, strategically, he was in and out there. But you're old Mike McCallum anyway. But, you know, Charlie Burley got some losses. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these kinds of fighters are very difficult to face because of their defense. Defense. Why Mikey Garcia was able to survive Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence could say how much he want. He could have put Mikey away. It was never going to happen. Why? Because defense. Couldn't get his offense going, though. Errol was just too good. Errol had defense, too. All right. Let's see what's going on up here. Woo! People make a lot of claims about certain fighters beating other great fighters, but they don't know how to break down the game. They stick on emotional ass claims. That's right, my boy. Absolutely. You got to break the fight world down round by round. And these guys just don't know how to do that, man. They just don't know. Garcia is different from Duran. He mostly looks to counter. That's true. True point. But Duran leads sometimes, and he would initiate to set you up for the counter. Yep, that's true. Duran, you know, Floyd really, he always wanted to face Duran. In fact, Floyd Mayweather went down to Panama to Roberto Duran to get some advice on how to face Marcos Maidana. Real talk. So, for those people who don't understand, the past greats always shaped the new guys. They always gave them advice. They always talked to them. The new guys always watch the fights of the past guys. This has always been what's happened in boxing. The younger guys revered the older guys at first, and then when they got to a certain level, they became the guys that got revered. This is just how it always been with boxing. But in this age, with all these narcissistic assholes who just pick a guy and just don't like another guy for no reason at all, they just start hating on a guy, they will not acknowledge that. We got a lot of fanboyism. And even some of these guys who call themselves connoisseurs, like Boxing Librarian and all these other assholes out here. Hey, fucking fanboys. You know, Boxing Librarian jump on Manny Pacquiao's ass. He talk about he like Harry Craig. Really, he just trying to back up Manny Pacquiao. You know, he a fanboy. Now, I like Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is probably going to be, he's probably pound for pound, you know, number 4, number 5 in the world right now. He a hell of a fighter. And you know what? He could pull off the upset against Keith Thurman. Don't get me wrong. Okay? Manny Pacquiao's that dude. But don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I am not such a fanboy of either Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. I will not talk about their shortcomings. And I will not talk about how these guys are overhyped. I'll talk about where they're overhyped. You know what I'm saying? I'm a realist like that. But I will acknowledge their brilliance. Because that's what boxing's all about. It's not about trying to tear down a fighter. But these fuckboys, they always tear down fighters. They feel they need to tear down a fighter to bring up their fighter. All right? But I break the fight world down because these motherfuckers can't do it. They can't do this shit. And they know they can't do it. So they start to do fuckboy talk. Okay? That's why in the hangout I was there, I just stopped talking because I realized these motherfuckers, they just fuckboys. They just sit down, you know, they just sit down on their sofa. They don't do shit. And they just fuckboys. Right? They do their fanboy shit. So I'm breaking down why Floyd would beat Sugar Ray Leonard and he would beat Sugar Ray Robinson's ass. Well, Sugar Ray Robinson more easily than Sugar Ray Leonard in some respects. I say in some respects. Sugar Ray Robinson had a decent jab. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, I see the opportunities for Floyd to counterpunch his ass and basically outscore him, outpoint him. I don't care if it's 15 rounds. I don't care if it was 20 rounds. Floyd goes 40-minute, one round. One round goes for 40 minutes. It's old school. Motherfucking Floyd's old school. So y'all saying 20, who gives a fuck? Floyd fight a whole entire fight without a break. How about that? That's the training he had. So whereas the past greats did shit, but Floyd was out doing those motherfuckers and staying healthy. Sugar Ray Robinson used to drink. Sugar Ray Leonard used to snort cocaine. Motherfucking Floyd didn't do none of that shit. He kept his temple clean. He'll beat their ass. All right. Not to talk about the modern day health and nutrition, all that shit that comes down now the pipe today. And guys more hit harder, and they're more brutal, they're more forceful, it's more tactical as well. It's just what it is though. Boxing sport has evolved. Any motherfuckers wanna. Hey, another fuck boy told me this. I call them fuck boys because they're all about fuckery. They're not about facts. They're about fuckery. I heard this fuck boy tell me. I think it was boxing librarian. This idiot told me, let's compare. What was the guy's name? Some heavyweight dude. I can't remember his name right now. Lucas Brown to motherfucking Larry Holmes. So I said, okay, well, just tell me the many different kinds of jabs in the sport of boxing, how Deontay Wilder has a variation to the jab, and where he got the jab from. I asked him that because basically everybody knows that Larry Holmes was the father of the jab. So I was asking him a jab question because he's saying, oh, Lucas Brown's is he more skilled than Larry Holmes? And I was like, okay, but let's just talk about the jab because that's the skill. How many types of jab there are? Motherfucker couldn't answer me. I said, well, Deontay Wilder, because it was about Deontay Wilder. And they were, of course, these fuck boys were bad talking Deontay Wilder, not knowing what the fuck they talking about. But anyway, they said, they said, that Deontay Wilder, he ain't this, and he's a coward, and they all anti-Al Heyman. I was just listening to these assholes talk. And at the end of the talk, right, these motherfuckers, I said, well, okay, but Deontay Wilder throws a jab. He throws many different kinds of jabs, but he throws a jab that is his own version of one of the jabs in boxing. I just told you he throws what is a power jab, but he throws it like if it's a down jab, okay? And that's a Kronk Gym. That's a Kronk Gym thing, okay? And he also learned how to throw, like I said, a variation of the jab, whereas there's a closer jab, a short jab that's quick jab, which he learned from Lennox Lewis. So you see the pass on of knowledge from the past greats to the present. And they say he ain't great. Fuck them. But anyway, I said that because Larry Holmes threw two types of jab. He threw a power jab, all right? And then he would throw the probing jab or the touch jab, okay? That's all Larry Holmes did. He beat people with a probing jab and touch jab. That was his thing, believe it or not. Now, if Lucas Brown throws more than that version of jab, in terms of the jab, he'd be more skilled than Larry Holmes. But it don't mean shit. Why? Because you have to have home skills. If Larry Holmes had better home skills than what he was doing, he was better at what he was doing, he'd still beat Lucas Brown, even though Lucas Brown may have had many other types of jabs he could throw, but he didn't throw them very well. So being more skilled doesn't mean that you're better. You got to have them skills honed. If you have better home skills than another guy, then more than likely you beat him. Anyway, Lucas Brown is not a top tier heavyweight. So why am I comparing him to a top tier heavyweight of another era? You compare top tier heavyweights of one era to top tier heavyweights of another era. It's common sense, right? So this is not even that's why I say he's a fuck boy. Now, while Boxing Librarian gives some nice history and stuff, he a fuck boy. He don't know shit about boxing. He's really a boxing librarian, and he should probably leave the commentary on boxing alone. You know what I'm saying? He can just provide information and shut the fuck up because his opinions are fuckboy opinions. You know what I'm saying? And I have no respect for him anymore because this motherfucker came up on my site because I was talking about Roberto Duran or something. And I said, that Harry Crabb was like the Manny Pacquiao of his day. And Gene Tunney was like the Floyd Mayweather. And that motherfucker lost this shit after that. Because, the motherfucker really wanted Pacquiao to beat Mayweather. Mayweather beat Pacquiao's ass. You know what I'm saying? And fuckboy was saying, oh, I don't do the modern day thing. But then he started to behave like an asshole. So I went up on the start. I decided to engage him on one issue. He was talking about all kinds of shit about, Harry Crabb versus Harry Wills. Not Harry Crabb. The heavyweight guy. I can't remember his name right now. And Harry Wills. And actually, there was a boxer that actually that named himself after that dude. I can't remember his name. I just can't remember the dude's name. Harry Wills beat this guy about 11 times. This dude beat him twice. All right? And they make a big deal out about it. I'm like, okay, so Pacquiao's beating guys bigger than him. Floyd beat guys bigger than him on a regular. But all of a sudden, this guy's so great because it's a heavyweight fight. I mean, so it's this kind of shit that we have to deal with in boxing. All right, it's just a lot of shit we had to deal with boxing. We got some fuckboys out here, and I call them fuckboys because that's what they are. And I've eaten these guys alive easily because they ain't got no facts behind it. They just talk. They talk, right? But they ain't got no facts. They have nothing to back up their statements. So anyway, um, and I'm beginning to say, I remember, a guy who was a boxer said, I don't even engage these guys, whatever they want to believe, because I got better things to do with my time. So, and I'm a busy guy, so I just get up, I do what I got to do, because you're just wasting a whole set of time answering these motherfuckers to hear them say some stupid ass shit after you finish talking to them. You know, you just gave them facts that you can't answer, and they come up with some stupid ass comment, and they try to talk about your personality and your tone and how they're being victimized. And I'll be like, fuck you, fuck boy. Answer me on the question that I asked you. They never answer my questions, by the way. Right? So I begin to realize I'm wasting my time with these armchair experts. They're not going in the gym. They're not training themselves. They're not trying to better their body. They're not trying to do boxing. They just want to be up in their opinions. They want to look like they're some great person that you can go to, in fuckboy land. But when it comes to actually wanting to edify people in the sport of boxing, actually talk boxing, you fuckboys don't want to do that. They don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a guy. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, show me I'm wrong. I'm gonna say I'm wrong. I don't have a problem with that. I'm about boxing and seeing it edified, and let's talk boxing, okay? But very little time these little fucking bitch boys be wanting to talk boxing. They want to talk about this guy and this personality and how this personality beat this personality and all kind of fictitious shit. But when it comes to actual boxing itself, they don't want to really talk that shit. I'm tired of it. So Anywho's, so yeah, so when you're looking at these guys, these former guys from past eras, they're fantastic. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot you can learn from them and stuff. And even modern boxers today, we learn things from them. But don't make it you worship these motherfuckers so much because they lay the foundation that you can't see. Your eyes are so close to the present guys who you castigate and you say all kinds of shit about. But they actually are doing some things better than those past greats. A lot of stuff better than they do. And they're actually a lot more dangerous than you're giving them credit for because you're in fuckboy land. You in fanboy land, But I call it fuckboy land because you always trying to fuck up a person. You see what I'm saying? And you can't be like that. You got to try and love the sport, which means you should love the boxers that are there, acknowledge what they do great. And most of you fuckboys don't do that. What do? You try to tear the boxers down and show that they ain't all that. And you ignore all the things they do great. I'm just saying. All right, let's see what's up. We got 3 people up in here. Okay, whatever. You guys can talk in the live chat, man. Johnny Boy is 100% biased on hating on black American fighters and the LDBC. I hate that, man. He's straight fanboy. Yeah, he a jackass, man. That's a fucking... So anyway, Jackson the Hopeful, shout out to you, man. Anyway, it's almost 10 o'clock in the night. I gotta end the stream, but I don't even care if you're a black American fighter or not. It's about boxing. You gotta love boxing. I already told you guys Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder. Why? Because that's what happened. Right? Now you can be a fuckboy land and say, oh, no, Deontay Wilder's a black fighter. I'm gonna back him no matter what. Then you're a fuckboy. Because you're not acknowledging what Tyson Fury did in that ring. So it's not about race for me. It's about what it is in the ring. 2 guys went in the ring and started fighting. What did happen? I don't give a fuck about race in that case. It's about skills. It's about what you're doing in there. You can say all the stuff about race and all that shit. I don't care about it. I care about who won the fight. Who actually won the fight. All right. So I just wanted to leave that there for you guys. We need to talk boxing, man. A lot of you fuckers don't talk boxing. You talk politics. You talk your own fucking opinions on things, which don't mean shit to me. I want to know about the actual fight, what actually happened. And you guys want to talk about past greats and shit. And some of you guys just listen to people talk about them and all that shit. And that don't mean shit to me. I need to see the fight. Let me see what the guys are doing. All right, I wanted to show you guys the actual fight and what the guys were actually doing in the fights, but I couldn't show you it because this fucking thing can't run 2 things at a time. Otherwise, we would have had it. All right. Shout out to each and every one of you deuces out there. Let's talk real boxing. When you guys want to talk boxing, you come to this channel, what you need. And on top of that, share this channel with other people. Because I'm tired of fuckboys, man. I'm tired of fuckboys. I'm not even calling them fanboys no more. Because these guys, they're not fans of the sport of boxing. They want to fuck the sport of the boxing up.